Hi, I'm Jean Boone from the Central Branch of the Howard County Library System. Thanks for joining me today for Preschool Parade. This is a class designed for ages 2 to 5, and I'm going to share some songs and stories and rhymes today to help build school readiness skills. So as you can see, this is a pre-recorded class, which sadly means I won't be able to see your smiling faces. But the good news is that you can pause this recording anytime you need to take a break and come back again when you're ready. And you can go back to your favorite parts and play them over and over and over again. So I hope you'll have fun with me today. Let's get started with a hello song to welcome each other. It's very simple. I've got the words right here beside me, and we're going to also do it with American Sign Language. So here's how those signs go. Hello is like this. Put your hand to the side of your head and wave outward. Hello, friends. Make your fingers hug each other. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time. Tap your wrist where you might have a watch to say, tap your chin and pull out. Hello. Are you ready? Let's try singing it twice. Here we go. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello. It's a good way to get going, right? To greet each other and say hello. So I wanted to talk to you today about opposites, things that are very different from one another. So, for example, how are you feeling today? How are you? Are you feeling really happy? What would be the opposite of happy if you were feeling really sad? Or maybe you're feeling really energetic, can't wait to get going. But the opposite would be really tired. Yes, there are lots of different kinds of opposites. So to get the idea of that and to think about some different kinds of opposites, I have a rhyme I wanted to share with you called This is Big, Big, Big. I'm going to get those words. What would be the opposite of big? Small, tiny, little. Those are all good words that mean the opposite of big. Let's see. Go. All right, so we're going to move our arms to show these opposites like this. This is big, big, big. Stretch your arms out as wide as you can get them. How big can you make your arms go? Now small. This is small, small, small. Tiny little ball. This is short, short, short. And what's the opposite of short? Tall. Let's make our hands tall. This is tall, tall, tall. Stretch one up and one down. Now let's go fast with our hands this way. This is fast, fast, fast. And the opposite? This is slow, slow, slow. Now this is yes, yes, yes. Nod your head. What's the opposite? This is no, no, no. All right, got the hang of it? Let's try it again together. Here we go. This is big, big, big. And this is small, small, small. This is short, short, short. And this is tall, tall, tall. This is fast, fast, fast. And this is slow, slow, slow. This is yes, yes, yes. And this is no, no, no. Good job. I think you got it. So for the grown-ups out there, just an early learning tip that you can help your child understand the concept of opposites by using books, by describing the things you see around you, but also by acting them out like we just did in this rhyme. That really helps them grasp the concept. And understanding the differences in the world around them helps children um, then recognize the differences in letters when it's time to read. So this is a foundation for early literacy, and also a good foundation for following directions later in school when you learn to understand those concepts. So here's a little action game that we could play that you could try anytime at home and extend it in all kinds of ways. So let's try, we're going to do a bunch of different actions, fast and slow. So let's try clapping our hands to start. You ready? It goes like this. Clap, clap, clap your hands as slowly as you can. What do you think we'll do next? Quickly. We're going to do it quickly. Ready? Clap, clap, clap your hands as quickly as you can. Good job. How about wiggle our fingers? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your fingers as slowly as you can. Wiggle, 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 wiggle your fingers as quickly as you can. I can wiggle them, but I just can't say it. How about pound your fists? Pound, pound, pound your fists as slowly as you can. Pound, pound, pound your fists as quickly as you can. Maybe the last one, shake your head. Shake, shake, shake your head as slowly as you can. Shake, shake, shake your head as quickly as you can. That made me dizzy. So you can add any other actions you can think of. Have some fun with that at home. So I would like to introduce you to a bunch of different animals today that are big and little and fast and slow. So let's start with little, because there's a little animal that I'm thinking of that's part of a famous nursery rhyme. Can you think of something with a lot of legs that we call Itsy Bitsy, which is another way of saying very small? Do you know the Itsy Bitsy spider? Let's do that one together. Put your fingers up together like this, and only use a couple of them to make your spider small. Here's how it goes. Sing on it. You can sing it along with me. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Now the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Now what if we made it a great big spider? The opposite. Can you make your spider really big? Stick out all your fingers as far as you can. The great big spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the great big spider went up the spout again. Good job. Well, that spider was itsy bitsy and great big. I would much rather find an itsy bitsy spider than a great big one, I think. What other animals can you think of that are really big? I mean, much bigger than even a big spider. What's the biggest animal you can think of? A lion, a giraffe, a big dog, a horse. What's even bigger than that? I have something here. Oh yeah, it's an elephant. Oh, this elephant is enormous. Look how big he's covering me all the way up. Yes, an elephant is very, very big. Hello. What might a small animal be? Can you think of any small animals? Maybe a chipmunk or a little kitten? Or how about this? A little bird. Look how small the bird is compared to the great big elephant. Small and big. Animals can be big and small. They could also be different in how fast they move. Can you think of an animal that's really fast? Well, this is a book you might want to check out from the library called Fast and Slow, an Animal Opposites book. And on the cover, there are some good examples. Which one of these animals looks fastest? Did you say the cheetah? Yeah, look at how it's running. Oh my gosh. Faster than a car, I bet. And what about slow? Here's the very slow turtle plodding along. Well, I have a story to tell you about a slow animal and a fast animal. And the slow one is, like we just saw, a turtle. Or a tortoise, which is another kind of turtle, another name for turtle. So here's my tortoise. He walks very slow. And the fast animal is not a cheetah. It is, can you guess? A rabbit or a hare is another type of rabbit. And this hare can run really fast. So fast you almost didn't see it. So we have slow and fast. So this is the story of the tortoise and the hare. And it's a very well-known old story, one of Aesop's fables. And I'm going to tell it to you with some flannel pieces. Are you ready? Once upon a time, there was a hare. And this hare was a very, very fast runner. In fact, this hare was so fast, he bragged all the time about it. He was so proud of his speed. "You can't beat me, I'm as speedy as can be," he would say over and over again, and he would just run back and forth in the forest. Well, the animals got really tired of hearing Hare bragging all the time. So one day, Tortoise, who was practically the slowest animal of all, decided to challenge Hare and said, "Let's have a race. Then we'll see who has the best pace." "You can't beat me. I'm as speedy as can be," said the hare. "Well, I may be slow, but I'm steady, you know," said the tortoise. So they set a day for the race, and the animals in the forest made a big racetrack across a meadow. And the racetrack had a starting line and a finish line. And the tortoise and the hare would have to go all the way around and see who crossed the finish line first. Who do you think is going to win? Well, on the day of the race, the hare zoomed up to the starting line. "Ha ha ha, where's that slow-poke tortoise?" And here came Tortoise, slow and steady, getting to the starting line. And just as he got there, Owl announced, "On your marks, get set, go!" And Hare zoomed off as fast as he could. And before you could even blink an eye, he was turning the first bend. He looked behind him and thought, "Ha ha ha, that tortoise is a slow poke. He can't beat me. I'm as speedy as can be. In fact, I don't even have to keep running right now." He decided he would lay down and take a little nap in the tall grass. Meanwhile, Tortoise kept going. "I may be slow, but I'm steady, you know. I may be slow, but I'm steady, you know." And he just kept on walking slowly and quietly. In fact, He plodded right past where Hare was sleeping. I may be slow, but I'm steady, you know. Till he turned the next bend, and he just kept going, little by little, until he was almost to the last turn. Just about then, Hare woke up, and he stretched, and he thought, I wonder where that slowpoke old Tortoise is. He looked behind him, didn't see Tortoise. He looked ahead, he didn't see Tortoise, but he wasn't worried. He started to run. Can't beat me, I'm as speedy as can be. And as he turned the last corner, way out in the distance, he thought he saw a green shape getting close to the finish line. Could it be Tortoise? It was Tortoise. And Hare poured on the speed, realizing he was way behind. He ran as fast as he could, but it wasn't fast enough. Tortoise crossed the finish line and won the race. So Tortoise won the prize that day, and Hare learned that you can't win races by bragging. You have to do the work. Slow and steady wins the race. I hope you liked that story. If you would like to get out a book from the library with that story in it, there are lots of choices. You might want to look at this one, which is a beautiful wordless picture book by Jerry Pinkney. Look at that whole cover. You see how long the hare's legs are, and the tortoise going so slowly. So you could tell the story in your own way as you look at this one. And there's another picture book by Allison Murray called The Hare and the Tortoise. And you can see the hare is very tall and the turtle is very short. So that's different about them as well as their speeds. And if you want to read a lot of folk tales like The Tortoise and the Hare, you could check out this collection, Once There Was a Story. It's put together by Jane Yolen, and it includes a lot of familiar fables and folk tales. All right, well, that was fun to see how those animals were different in their speed, fast and slow. Let's see what else is different about the hare and the tortoise. You take another look at the puppets. Here's the tortoise and here's the hare. They both have 4 legs. One is furry, one has a shell. What else do you notice that's different about them? Look at hare's ears. What do they do? They're very big and floppy. What about tortoise's ears? Does he have any ears? Turtles do have ears, but you can hardly see them. They're right on the sides of their heads. They don't stick out at all. So that's different. Hare has big ears and tortoise has very tiny ears. So I thought we could have some fun singing this song, a song about ears that hang low. So let's make our hands into some big ears like a rabbit has, and then make them flop down like this. I'm going to get the words for you. To do your ears hang low. There we go. It goes like this. Do your ears hang low? Can they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your ears hang low? Now we're going to start by singing it very slowly. You ready? Let's give it a try. Do your Ears hang low, do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your ears hang low? Okay, now are you ready to try it fast? Let's see how we do. Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your ears hang low? It's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it? Can we do it even faster? Let's see if we can do it. Ready? Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your ears hang low? Oh, phew. Too fast. I couldn't even get all those words out. How about you? All right. Well, let's take a little break then and catch our breath by looking at some books that you might want to check out from the library related to Aesop's fables and opposites and animals of different sorts. So I'm going to share my screen with you today here so you can see some book ideas. There is The Tortoise and the Hare that I showed you a few minutes ago by Jerry Pinkney. And he's done another book about another one of Aesop's fables. Do you see this giant lion? This one has the opposites of a very big animal, a lion, and a very small animal, a mouse. The Lion and the Mouse. Also a wordless picture book, so look for that one. It's really beautiful. And then you might enjoy Big Bear, Small Mouse, another animal opposites book with fantastic fun rhymes. It's really a great read aloud by Karma Wilson. And if you want to learn some facts about different kinds of animals, Contrary Creatures might be for you. It's a very basic but fun nonfiction book about animals that are different from one another. Or Dinosaur Opposites, if you are a big fan of dinosaurs. Stop, Go, Yes, No gives us a chance to chase this very lively, funny dog as he tries to catch a ball and learn a lot of opposites along the way. And then there are several board books here that are great for the littlest ones. Walk and See Opposites, Maisie Big, Maisie Small. If you're a fan of Maisie, a great book character. And My Opposites, which is a bilingual English and Spanish book. So you could learn to say some words, opposite words in both languages. And in addition to these books, if you go to our website, you can also find some wonderful electronic resources for kids on the website, hclibrary.org. Just go to HCLS Now and then choose e-content for kids. And you'll find Tumble Book Library, where ebooks can be read aloud from your screen, or Bookflix, which pairs a fiction and a nonfiction book around a particular theme. So some that I wanted to highlight here are two books about very big creatures, dinosaurs. Here's Edwina, which is a very fun story, and a nonfiction book about Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then on the small side of the spectrum, we've got a fun story about a spider, Diary of a Spider by Doreen Cronin, and a nonfiction book about a baby spiderling. A spiderling grows up. So take a look at Bookflix. Those books also can be read aloud from your screen. And that's available to you 24 hours a day, of course, on our website, as well as National Geographic Kids. So lots of fantastic facts and photos and videos on National Geographic Kids. So check that out. All right, now let's come back together to say goodbye. We're going to do a goodbye rhyme that has a bunch of opposites in it. And we're going to start with our hands up way high like this. We're going to wave lots of different ways. You ready? Wave high, up high. Wave low, down low. I'm sad to say it's time to go. Wave your elbows, wave your toes, wave your tongue, wave your nose. Wave your knees. Can't see mine, but they're waving. Wave your lips. Blow a kiss with your fingertips. Wave your ears. I have to really help mine along. Wave your hair. Wave your belly and derriere. French for your bottom. Wiggle. Wave your chin. Wave your eyes. Wave your hand and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope I will see you again soon. If you have any questions or suggestions related to this class, please send us an email. I'm going to put that address up here in a second, and let us know. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks again for watching. And here's that address. Take care. Bye.